Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are uncovering a land of just staggering contrasts and absolutely breathtaking beauty. It's a place where the history is epic and nature is extreme. So using a really vivid travelogue as our guide, we're going to explore some of the spectacular mysteries of Iran.
All right, let's just dive right into this. I mean, does that even sound possible? A single country that has both the hottest recorded temperature on Earth's surface and palaces that look like they're crafted from diamonds? It's this land of incredible contradictions that kind of forces you to rethink what luxury and survival even mean.
So we're going to start in a landscape that honestly feels like it's from another planet, where the coastline itself is this deep crimson color, and waves are crashing against glowing red sand.
Then we'll journey to cities where you can almost feel the breath of faded empires echoing through these architectural marvels. And get this, in places like Isfahan's Shah Mosque, a single whisper can actually be amplified into a huge resounding echo inside a dome that's 170 feet tall.
And we're also going to see where palaces weren't just built as homes. Oh no, they were massive political stages. We're talking walls that were once covered in solid sheets of gold and silver just to show absolute, overwhelming power.
So let's kick things off with the land itself. In this first section, we're going to see how Iran's nature pushes the very limits of what's possible on Earth. We're going from a literal furnace to a sacred snow-capped volcano.
Okay, what's so fascinating about this is just the sheer environmental opposition you find inside one country's borders. So in the Lut Desert, NASA satellites recorded ground temperatures hitting an unbelievable 160 degrees Fahrenheit. But then, watching over the whole country is Mount Damavand, a sacred, dormant volcano that stands over 18,000 feet tall, its peak just perpetually covered in snow.
And this diversity isn't just about temperature, it's written into the very rock and soil of the land. On Hormoz Island, the ground is so rich with iron oxide that it creates this glowing red beach. And get this, locals actually use the red dirt as a spice. This ancient landscape stretches from these otherworldly rock formations on Qeshm Island all the way to the prehistoric Hibernian forest, an ecosystem that's been around for 50 million years.
So you have to wonder, how could people possibly thrive in an environment this harsh without modern technology? Well, the answer lies in thousands of years of brilliant, sustainable engineering. In desert cities like Yazd, the answer is literally towering right above you. These structures, they're called bajers, and they're a testament to mastering the heat. It's basically a form of natural air conditioning that was invented centuries ago. And this just brilliantly illustrates a system that gives you air conditioning using nothing but gravity and the wind. It's so clever. The tower catches a breeze, funnels it down over a cool stream of water from an underground aqueduct, and that pushes the hot air out. It's just an elegant, simple, and incredibly effective solution to living in a scorching desert.
This ingenuity, it really extended to everything. You have qanats, which are these hand-dug underground water systems that have supplied clean water for over 2,000 years. There are giant mud brick refrigerators called yakchals that stored ice all through the summer. And in the village of Kandavan, people just carved their homes directly into volcanic rock, creating this amazing natural insulation that keeps them cool in the summer and warm in the winter.
Now, this mastery over the elements wasn't just about survival. No. It was the foundation for creating some of history's most magnificent cities, places that were designed to just awe and inspire you.
I mean, we're talking about a scale of artistic detail that is almost impossible to wrap your head around. The Shah Mosque in Isfahan is covered with more than 470,000 vibrant, hand-painted tiles. They form these breathtaking geometric patterns that just seem to stretch into eternity.
And this mosque is just part of Naqsh Jahan Square, which is this massive public space covering almost 1 million square feet. It was built back in the 17th century, designed to be the heart of an empire, and, it's still considered by architects all over the world to be a perfect standard for urban planning.
The grandeur was so immense, so completely overwhelming to visitors who saw its mosques, its palaces, and markets, that it gave birth to this famous saying. To be in Isfahan was to feel like you had seen half of everything the world had to offer.
But this splendor wasn't just about being big, it was about creating these totally otherworldly experiences. Inside the Yazd Shiraz shrine, artisans set millions of broken mirror fragments onto the walls and ceilings, creating a space that just glows from within in a way that no camera can ever fully capture. This kind of splendor wasn't built overnight. It's the legacy of multiple, powerful empires, each one leaving its own indelible mark.
From the ancient stage of Persepolis built 2,500 years ago to the dazzling Golestan Palace from just 200 years ago, this history of grandeur has been built layer upon layer upon layer.
But after seeing thousands of years of resilience and beauty, our journey has to end, not in the magnificent past, but with a very fragile present and an urgent warning from nature itself.
This is Lake Urmia. It was once the largest saltwater lake in the entire Middle East, a huge body of water over 2,000 square miles. But it has faced an environmental catastrophe. Because of climate change and dozens of dams built upstream, it has shrunk to just a fraction of its former size.
And the result is, well, it's a haunting kind of beauty. As the water retreats, it leaves behind these vast white salt flats. And as the salinity skyrockets, algae and bacteria just explode, dyeing the remaining water this striking, vivid red. You see abandoned boat docks standing all alone in a salt desert, and it's just this quiet, powerful reminder of how fragile our planet really is. And this is where our journey through Iran's unseen wonders ends. It's a world just full of contradictions, where beauty and brutality, ingenuity and fragility have walked hand in hand for thousands of years. And it leaves us to wonder, not just about the magnificence of the past, but about our own responsibility to the future.